I will now call this meeting to order. It's approximately 7:03 p.m. and the Barre City Development Review Board on Thursday, December 7th, 2023. DRB members present are Jessica. Do I need the full name? Jessica, Katrina, Kendall, Linda, Krista, and Sarah. And on Zoom is, yep, thank you. Jamie, yes, thank you. The agenda is available online and copies are in the back of the room. We have nobody in the room. The meeting has been publicly, except, we do have Michelle and Jana. The meeting has been publicly posted and is being recorded and subject to open meeting law and DRB's rules of procedures. I would like to welcome everybody who is joining this meeting tonight and remind anyone joining us online that the chat function should only be used for technical issues or difficulties. And the city offers online access as a convenience, and we will continue the meeting if any difficulties occur. Whether you are online or in the room, please raise your hand to be recognized, and I will ask that you online remain muted. Those in the room will be called upon to come forward and speak into the microphone, which again, we don't have anybody here to do that. And so that everybody can hear you on the recording. I will call on speakers in order, allowing those who haven't spoken yet to speak first so that we can get through this agenda. If you have any questions on process or procedure, please ask and we will get it sorted out. And I'd like to thank everyone in advance for participating in a civil and respectful way. This takes us to the second item on the agenda, and that's to welcome our new members, Kendall Smith and Krista Murray. Welcome, and we're glad to have you join us. Lacking just one vacancy, I think we're almost at a full board, which is going to be the first time since I've been with the board. This takes us to the next item on the agenda, and that's an adjustment to the agenda. Do any of the members have any adjustments to the agenda? Michelle, Janet? I do. And it will be moved under new business, and we will discuss it at that time. There are no visitors present, so.
What's the change to the agenda?
Pardon?
What's the change to the agenda?
We'll discuss that under new business.
I thought we had to.
Do you want me to?
We had to at least have what the agenda item is.
All right, okay. We're going to be suggesting or proposing that the meetings of the DRB be moved to 6 o'clock from 7 o'clock. But we will take a vote in consensus. Thank you, Sarah. Okay. Old business. Consideration of the minutes for the regular hearing on Thursday, October 5th. We have a draft, or we've received a draft of that document. And you have to excuse me because we're under obligation to come up with a new process, being a little more formal than we were in the past, I guess, so we don't make any boo-boos. So I'm going to be a little bit confused as well as you will be, I'm sure. Okay, let's see, we don't have anybody, so I'm not going to worry about speaking on anything about the agenda. And I don't know whether you have been advised, but the applicant is not here. He's going to be participating on Zoom. His family situation involved him having to participate on Zoom, which is fine. That's not a problem with that. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Is there a motion in respect to the minutes of the meeting on October 5th, 2023?
I would move to approve the minutes from the October meeting.
Is there a
I
second?
second.
Oops.
Jessica, I think Jessica was first.
Jessica first.
Okay, we have a motion by Sarah and a second by Jessica. And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Thank you. Opposed? None. Hearing none. The minutes are approved. The second order of business is the decision of October 5th, 2023. Is there a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to approve the decision from October.
Okay.
I'll second.
You'll second that, okay. Motion made by Sarah and seconded by Jessica. All those in favor say aye or raise your hand, please.
I'm
Okay, the decision is approved. Okay, new business. Just a minute. Okay, Tyler, you're on Zoom.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and can you hear us okay?
Yep. I'm turning on my video.
Okay.
There.
Okay, I just need to make you aware that there is less than a full board present tonight. We do have one vacancy and one member who was going to participate but is not. So you do have the opportunity to postpone this hearing if you wish to have a more full board, or you can proceed tonight.
No, we can proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. The hearing for, I got too many papers here. Oh, God. Let me see. The hearing for Tyler Gazzanoni. Did I slaughter that?
It's slaughtered. It's the zoning.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to have
Sure.
to use, I can't find mine.
No problem.
Okay. I got too much work here. Nope,
Nope.
that's not what I need. I didn't give it to you, did I? Yeah, I think I might have it. Oh, I got it, I think. I'm sorry. Okay. The hearing is for Tyler Gazzoni, 60 Circle Street, who seeks a curb cut variance, R-4 zoning district. And we do have your application in front of us, and I'm sure the board has read all of that. And if there's anything that you would like to add and expand or clarify, please feel free to do so.
Well, I did talk to the
I'm
public.
sorry. Tyler, I'm sorry. I need to swear you in.
Oh, sure.
Swear the testimony you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
And please state your name for the record.
Tyler Gazzoni.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Just that we did the addition on the house, and there was the existing access that was there before. It wasn't necessarily a permanent access. It was kind of like, you could bring a pickup truck out back, and there was an opening for the chain link fence on Nickel Street. And with the addition, that's where my mom has to park, and she's the one who built the house. So that's where she has to park. There's no parking on Circle Street, the access that I use. So we kind of need it. And there is the way the lot is, the one on Circle Street, there's my drive, and my property is the one in the middle of two other houses that are on either side. And both of those have their curb cut, the side roads, so Nickel Street and Green Street. Mine is on Circle Street, but where my mom accesses the property, my property goes back, and then it turns like an L. So where it comes out is on Nickel Street, and there's nowhere for my mom to park on Circle Street. It didn't used to be a problem, but to build the addition, we had to join the lots, and that's where this became an issue. So now it was two lots, now it's joined to one, and obviously you're not allowed 2 curb cuts with one property, but it's 2 separate streets. So it kind of makes sense. And the house right behind me, they have accesses on both sides of Nichols Street and whatever the cross street is. I can't remember the name of it, but it's kind of a similar situation. If you can see the map that we drew, you can see the layout of the property. So, and we have since taken down a lot of the fence. So, there's, no issues with like, a plow getting hung up or anything like that, ending up in the road.
Are you all set?
Yeah, yep, that's it.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you for your presentation, and I will now call on members of the board individually for any questions that they may have of you. Katrina,
Actually, I don't have any questions.
you don't have any questions. Jessica?
I also don't have questions.
Jamie?
Do not have questions?
Thank you. Kendall?
Nope, no questions.
Krista?
No questions.
Sarah?
You're getting off easy tonight. No questions.
Guess you did a good job explaining that.
All right.
All right. Okay, since there's nothing further to add by anybody, I will entertain a motion to close this hearing.
So moved.
I was going to say, with the condition that the decision of the zoning administrator would be allowed to approve any immaterial or non-substantial.
We're not there yet.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, just a motion to close this hearing at the moment, and Sarah has made that motion. Is there a second?
I will second it.
Thank you, and Katrina is seconding the motion. All those in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Jamie? Thank you.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none. This hearing will come to a close approximately 7:15 p.m. Thank you, sir, for your participation. And the board will be going into deliberative session to make a decision on this application. And you will be notified, or you can call Michelle in the morning if you wish to get the decision of the board. Well, and you will receive a letter within 2 weeks of the board's
Okay.
decision. Okay?
Okay. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you. Okay.
Apologies.
What?
I said
Who said-
apologies for jumping the gun.
Point of order. I thought we had a second new business item before deliberative session.
Can't we put that, we're moving it down, the agenda item. We want to wrap this up first, and then we'll jump to that.
Okay.
I don't see any reason why we can't.
I'm
It's not a big-
just confused at the process
Yeah,
right now.
no, that's fine, no problem. Okay, deliberative session. I'm going to be confused tonight because we're having to interject a lot of things that we weren't doing. And one of them was that we need to close out the hearing, which
Okay.
we weren't doing before. And then we asked for a motion to go into deliberative session and vote on that and so forth. So that's okay. That's okay. Hey, join the crowd. Entertain a motion to go into deliberative session.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I will gladly second that.
Okay, who did that? Jessica?
Katrina.
You did, Katrina. Okay, we have a motion by Sarah and a second by Katrina. All those in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none. The board will go into deliberative session approximately 7:18 p.m. And we will now stop the recording. Yeah.
I'm confused. Did we approve of?
We
this?
haven't
Well,
yet.
now we're
We
going
don't- we
to.
do it now.
Now we're going to, yes. Okay. Is there a motion on this application to
I
approve?
think we should let Jamie do this one.
Jamie?
I'll-
That's why I hate.
I'll move with the condition that the zoning administrator be allowed to approve any immaterial or non-substantial changes.
Second. Motion to, you said motion to approve with that condition? I will second that.
Okay, motion is made by Jamie and seconded by Sarah. All those in favor, say aye. Raise your hand.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. The application is approved unanimously. Okay, we will go to nominations for vice chair. We'll do other business after that, okay? Do we have to stick strict to? Okay, all right. Other business. I'm used to being very informal and I don't like this. But anyway, other business. I would like to entertain changing the board meetings from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock, if that's appropriate. I'll do
I
a,
wonder if that's a hardship.
yeah, we'll ask each individual member for their, what they will. I knew it would be a problem for you, Jessica.
Oh. I see, a clever ruse, no.
No, it's just that we're the only committee now that meets at 7.
What about a compromise? May I speak? I'm asking permission.
Yes, go ahead.
No, well, since I work till 6 o'clock and I'm pretty much always the only person in there, I can't really, it's probably not going to be popular to request to leave early from the office. So what about a compromise about 6:30 that way?
I think that we could probably discuss that. The point, I think, being that we only meet once a month.
Correct, but even
But
so,
if even so, you wouldn't
I
feel
don't know. I would
comfortable.
have to be, if you change the hours to 6, I would have to, I could even miss some of the meetings because of closing the office at 6. I mean, I could ask my managers, but I do have to put priority on my job. I'm a
Yes.
single income,
Yep.
for the most part. And I'm also a senior member, even though I'm a large member of the committee. And so, I feel I'm giving, by saying 6:30, I'm suggesting a compromise.
Yes,
Even
you
that's
are.
going to be tough. I'll have to, have stuff ready ahead beforehand.
No, you are, and I understand that. We
Yeah.
would just include that as part of the discussion once
Okay.
we go through the rest of the
Yeah.
members. Katrina, your feeling on that?
Well, I am supportive of Jessica's position. Though I have the joy of being retired, I know about closing single operating offices and stuff like that. I'm curious, what times do other committees?
They're
meet?
all meeting at 6 now, or other times, I'm not sure, but city council just changed their meetings to 6. It was prompted by the flood, primarily the city council, but because the council meetings went so long sometimes, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and, the city manager felt that everybody does have a life outside of city business, so they are going to make that permanent. And so that left us as the only committee or board meeting at 7. That's primarily the reason. And then we did feel that every other committee is able to work with a 6 o'clock timing, that we would consider it. It's nothing, that's why we're discussing it now.
Right, can we discuss without raising our hands? I'm just following protocol. So, well, no,
I'll get a.
but our
Thank you,
members
Jessica.
of the city
Get a turn
council
first.
are, are any of them, are some of them, is that sort of their full-time occupation in a way, or they have other
No,
jobs in it?
I think almost every member in the council has another job. I'm pretty certain they do.
Well, not Mayor Hemrick, that is his job.
No, he has a job.
He has a
He's-
full-time job.
Yeah, he's in,
Well, no, I mean, yeah, but he doesn't have a separate position in addition to being the mayor,
Yes,
does
he
he?
does.
He
Yes,
does?
he works with me at the Department of Housing and Community Development for the state of Vermont.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
He has a
No,
full-time
as far
job.
as I know, they all do.
Yeah.
But no, I think 6:30 is a good compromise because, I'm a viable member. I really make an effort to be here,
Yeah.
even on cold freezing days
Yes.
after a long day at work. So,
We do, and we value that, Jessica. We do know that you.
Yeah, I make an effort
very
for
loyal.
it to have good
Yes, you have been.
attendance, and so,
So, well, we'll take that in consideration once we poll the rest of the members. And
I think 6:30 is a good compromise. And we're not quite like the city council, and they have a 1.5-mile agenda.
they do.
We don't have, we are not of that same ilk.
We're not, except that next to the council, this is probably the second most important board in the city, so.
Not doubting that.
Well, it is, right? Aren't I right?
We have
That's
as
what we
much
were
power.
told.
Yeah.
That's what we were told, so, yeah, because you make some pretty important
oh,
decisions for the city.
definitely, yes.
So, just aside,
Yes.
Kendall,
I'm good with that. I'm retired also, so I don't have a problem with showing up at any time. So 6:30 would be, yeah, it'd be a good compromise.
I think it would be too. Krista, I know that you have a situation too, so.
Anytime after 5:30 is fine with me.
Okay.
So I can do either time. I mean, 7 o'clock. I mean, anything past 7 would be
Yeah,
pushing my
yeah.
bedtime.
You don't want a
I
9
usually go
o'clock
my
meeting?
pajamas and a glass of wine.
No,
We're
the
being
last city
recorded,
council
aren't we?
meeting, when I went to city council for this, it lasted
Yeah, I
forever.
know.
So
I know. Sarah,
I'm good with 6:30. I mean, I like the later time because it gives me time to have dinner prior to the meeting, but 6:30 is, I can make that work. Definitely.
and I would support that as well. I think 6:30 is a good compromise. And
I-
Jamie?
Yeah, I support 6:30 also, but I have a question as to whether or not 7 is easier for the public who need to do their presentations to us for their proposal.
It's a great question.
Yeah, and
Well, again,
I mean, I'd prefer 7, but I thought other people would be, I prefer 7, but I don't, that's true though. It's a good
We
point.
did think about that as far as the people who are, making an application to appear before the board. But I think, again, it would be one day out of the month. The applicant, I think, would make do if they had to, or they could, postpone to another date if it didn't, adjust to their schedules. And I wouldn't expect that to be a real problem. So, thank
I
you.
have one more
Okay.
question. What is the burden of having it at 7 o'clock?
How long has it been scheduled at 7? I'm just curious.
It's been like that since I've been
Tradition.
on the board, but
Forever.
Really? So there must be a good reason
I
for
think
that.
so. I think it
I mean,
has,
I'm okay with 6:30, but I also like to try to make sure we're good for public engagement. But if everybody wants 6:30, I'm fine with that.
yeah, okay.
But if back to 7, I was compromising with 6:30, and I appreciate the support on that. But since it is only one day a month, sometimes not at all, then, if people do think the 7 is okay, I would opt for that, go stay at the 7.
The thing in concern about the public,
That's true.
the public
also.
is only applying once,
Mhm.
as opposed to our feelings of obligation to be here each meeting time.
Yeah, I guess that I would, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think the public would prefer that we have a full board when they come to present. So we want to make sure that the time works for all of us. I think I like the 7 o'clock time, but I'm willing to compromise. It's important to have everybody here and be available to attend. So
Well, I vote 7 if that people were okay with that. I just offered the 6:30 is because I figured people that didn't have to,
Well, let's just take a vote, Sarah.
yeah.
my preference would be 7.
Krista?
Do I have to choose? I'm 6:30.
I would go with 6:30.
I'd go at 6:30.
Can I abstain? I'll
No.
go either way. Switchy changey.
What's your preference?
I really don't have a preference, you know, like you said, I'm retired, I can come whenever I want.
Time's still valuable, though, as everyone.
You were gonna force me to decide?
Yes.
No, she doesn't have to. She could abstain, couldn't she? If,
Yeah. Yeah, she could abstain.
she doesn't really want to vote one way or the other.
Discussion, you're not voting.
No, you're just giving your preference,
Polling.
your consensus.
Choose to give Linda an answer. She's not.
I'm not
gonna
voting.
Give you an answer.
I vote present.
What?
I vote present.
Okay, all right. Sarah, you said 7. Krista, you said
6:30.
6:30. I said 6:30. Kendall said 6:30.
Katrina says present.
I say 7.
7, too. I'll vote 7 also.
Jessica, 7.
We got a 3-3 split.
Katrina, you just made present. And Jamie, you said,
7 would be my preference, but I can do either one.
oh, either one, okay.
7 is my preference. I think it's better for the public.
We are never going to get rid of the Zoom option. I think more and more you're going to see almost all of your applicants via Zoom. So keep that in mind as well.
But if see all applicants do what?
Via
Them
Zoom.
online,
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly been,
which affords all of you the opportunity to be online as like Jamie is doing.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Do you think that the quality of the Zoom audio and things affects in any sense the ability to make good decisions about applications and for the applicants to present themselves effectively? Because actually the audio can be a bit, sketchy, so to speak. And then also I've done the Zoom at home and the mute, the unmute, the mute, it can be, just the electronics, and I'm technology savvy to a reasonable amount.
Well, you've done Zoom.
Yeah, I have, and I found it to be more cumbersome, more, sticky than coming to the meeting in person in terms of just the audio issues and things like that.
I agree with that.
I agree. I think, in the opening of our meeting, you mentioned, and I know they do this at city council, we offer the online option as a courtesy. If there are technical difficulties, we aren't going to hold things up for that. So if we have, 2 people here and everybody else on Zoom and something goes wonky, we no longer have a quorum, we no longer have a meeting.
Yeah. Good point.
So that's something to consider. We don't ever plan on technology going down, but you know how that works. So, my preference is 7, but I'm okay with 6:30. So that's kind of where I stand. So
I guess I do, well, go ahead, Chris.
I will just say that working for the state, we have a lot of people hybrid and we do lots of meetings and make lots of decisions via hybrid. So, and hybrid is the way that everything seems to be these days. So I don't think we can use that as an excuse.
No, but in a person's Moto G or whatever, it's different than like for your Zoom meetings. Do you have like a big, is it a little more
We
up
have
to
like
date?
half
And
department,
the what?
like we have meetings with like half the department.
No, I know, but is your technology, your actual electronics, is that a little more up to date, faster speed, internet and everything as compared to somebody's cell phone?
Well, the probation and parole offices are only running at 100 megabytes per second. They join meetings.
Really?
And you probably have faster internet at home.
I do.
That's really low.
But
Trust me, I know.
A lot of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have technical difficulties all the time, but I mean, as
the
Janet said, it's
devices
gonna
make a
be-
big difference. They really do. Did I mention we're having sales? No. No, the devices do. The devices do make a big difference, really, in terms of what people's perception and how it affects their voting. No, it is. Think about when you had a phone, this is not, it's just a fact, and you couldn't hear and you just give up and like say, well, talk to you later, bye.
Well, I think the more it's used, the more it's going to be improved and
Yeah.
sophisticated, but I personally prefer the
In
in-person
person,
meetings. I
'cause-
think it's much easier for discussion. And, sometimes I forget people are on Zoom, so anyway, I think we got enough of a consensus to move to 6:30.
I say 7, still.
Do we need a motion?
Do we need a motion on that? We do.
I would make a motion to change the
table
Development
it.
Review Board meetings each month to 6:30.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second, Kendall. Okay, any further discussion?
Can we table it and talk about it next time so people can think about it?
No. We have enough of a consensus, and I think we did, try to compromise with you as well, Jessica. And it's no.
Oh, no, I offered the compromise,
you
but
did,
7 is,
yeah.
a lot of people did agree that 7, if I had my preference, I'd stay with the 7. I was just threw it out there
Yeah,
if it was like, for the,
yeah. No, if we were closer, I think that we might postpone it and discuss it a little further, but I think we have enough of a consensus now. We have a motion, we have a second, although you can always oppose it. All those in favor say aye, raise your hand, please.
Aye.
Um,
4 out of,
yeah.
4 out of 7. so-
Opposed? Anyone opposed?
but I will, but I'm outvoted yet.
And we understand.
Oh, yeah.
Very right.
Well, I'll just have to hurry on the,
Yes, you will.
yes.
If you need a ride, I'll come and get you.
All right, I'll take a look on that. No,
Okay.
No, not really.
So there will need to be an amendment to the, what? Oh, Sarah made the motion and Kendall did the second. And then we have one in opposition. And Katrina, you're just neutral, I guess.
Yeah, I'm neutral.
Did you abstained?
I guess I'll go
She
with
would
the
have to call
6:30.
abstaining. She just said present, but I think it means the same thing.
Well,
No?
when the actual vote, you said aye, right?
I didn't say one thing or another, but
Yeah, she didn't say anything.
Oh.
You
You
need
need
to
to
do
pick
something.
you can either yay, nay, or abstain.
She says aye. Okay, one
sorry,
opposed,
Jessica.
one opposed, and the rest
I already was outvoted.
agree with the
But you
change
see,
in time.
I initiated the
And I
compromise.
presume, Michelle, that you'll take care of the amendment or the change to the bylaws, because I believe we do.
So what'll happen is we'll make them and then you'll have to vote on them again and make those.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, now, nominations for vice chair. You have any nominations for vice chair? Jessica,
I nominate Sarah.
okay. Any other nominations?
Well, what is the length of time also for somebody to be on the board before they can be nominated for vice chair?
There really isn't any.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, no? No?
Well, I think Sarah would be a good vice chair.
Any
I
other
accept.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if she accepts the nomination or not. Any other nominations, any other discussion?
Does the nomination need to be seconded?
Yes, it does.
I will second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
I get to vote for myself.
Okay, opposed, okay, Sarah, you're the vice chair.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, let's see. Other business, we took care of that. Roundtable, anything for roundtable, Jessica?
Not that I can think of. No, I'm just hope people, on just in a general note, I hope people stay well and get their vaccines. If they're not a vaccine person, I hope they stay well.
Okay, thank you. Katrina, anything for roundtable? Kendall, anything for roundtable? I don't. Krista? Sarah?
I hope you all have a merry, happy
Also,
celebration, holiday season, Christmas, whatever you celebrate.
We don't need what? Jamie?
No, this, happy holidays.
See how I forget them
Yeah,
on
I
Zoom?
know.
I do. I have to be reminded. You have to speak up if I forget you.
Okay,
Okay, I don't think we need an executive session for any reason.
Motion to
welcome new
adjourn.
members,
wait.
welcome new members.
Oh,
We have new rules.
oh, okay,
You're now the vice chair, so you listen up.
okay.
You will have a lesson on how
You
to
may
be.
wish you weren't. Okay, let's just see here.
I'm on board. Let's do it.
I've got these orders, you know, that I have to follow this.
You're a good
Okay.
soldier.
Michelle, you put those together, right? Robert's rules? Oh,
Yes,
Robert's rules, yes, I put it
yes, yes. Protocol, being polite and,
it was much more fun though, just winging it.
yeah, but
I know. If there's no other business to come before the board, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
second,
Okay, motion made by Sarah and seconded by Jessica.
yes.
All right, all those in favor? Aye,
Aye.
raise your hand. Opposed? Meeting adjourned at approximately.
7:40.
7:40.
It's on the screen.
Oh, oh. What's on the screen?
The
time.
right in the bottom corner.
I can't see without my
Oh,
glasses.
sorry. I assumed.
Okay, you got that, didn't you, Michelle?
From what did you retire?
At the US Postal Service.
Ah.
Wait, what? What's that?
7:40.
The US Postal Service.
We adjourned.
Oh, you work there?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
And we're not supposed to make
Oh, I'm sorry.
no discussions after the meeting is over.
I was asking about what he retired from.